Right, taking it live. Prepare for the show. Send out. And checking on sounds of time.
Take the work and worry out of maintaining and caring for your WordPress website. JohnOverall.com has 20 plus.
Oh, that's much better. Much better. One listener. 5 minutes, 4 minutes till we go live. Check in all of my audio. Make sure it's proper. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, that looks good.
Take the work and worry out of maintaining and caring for your WordPress website. JohnOverall.com has 20 plus years experience and offers hosting, maintenance programs, emergency support, and more to keep.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, 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 testing. Okay, that's working. I know, the pre-stream is kind of boring, but it's a chance if anyone that gets here early to ask me questions. Always happy to try. Always happy to try. There we go. I may have to consider another mic that picks up better than this one. Slowly getting the proper noise gates in place, so I may be able to go to a corduroy mic instead of the dynamic mic. Corduroy picks up so much crystal clear. I had one once. It was so beautiful, rich sound. I didn't have a silent room, and I didn't know enough about noise gates. All right. That my notes. Everything else is in place. And we have 2 minutes to live. Let's see what we get. Let's hope we have some sound. Deadening. Everything seems to be good. Everything seems to be quiet. And you know what I can do? Up there. Move this over here. Then I'll be able to see. Chat with. Oh, that want. There. All right. And one viewer in. Let's see how many more come in to join the stream. Join the party. And we are closing in on 12 o'clock. Thursday, December 20th. Christmas just around the corner. Hopefully everybody's ready. Surprisingly, I am this year. All but one present left to buy, and that's just a quick stop to the liquor store to buy a bottle of bourbon. Right, and then we are almost there. That's it. Time to take it live. So, here we go. It's episode 387, and I've got plugins for Gravity Forms, PDF, Redirection, creating videos, classified ads, and classic press options, all coming up on WordPress plugins A to Z.
WordPress. It's the most popular content management and website solution on the internet. And with over 80,000 plugins to choose from, how do you separate the junk from the gems? Join us for a weekly, unrehearsed conversation about the latest and greatest in WordPress plugins. This is WordPress plugins from A to Z.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Coming to you direct from the Brewery Overlook in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. I'm John Overall, and I have the usual great show for you today. But of course, right off the top, don't forget you can get all the show notes over at WPPluginsA2Z.com. And if you got a few minutes, we'd greatly appreciate your time over at Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and the iTunes Store, leaving reviews and subscribing to the show. It really helps it out, and I really enjoy reading that stuff when I find it and getting there, even the good and the bad and the ugly. And also, take a few moments, subscribe to the YouTube channel, down below I think it is. Yeah, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I'm going live and when I upload new videos, because I will be doing those. I'm getting back to them, let's face it. And watch the show live every Thursday, noon PST, Pacific Standard Time, here on YouTube. You can also follow the show on Twitter at WPPluginsA2Z, and join us on our Facebook page for other information. And take a few moments and subscribe to the newsletter, which comes out every Friday. It's got other news and information that I don't cover in the show. And remember, it is the holiday season, Christmas just around the corner. Hopefully everybody's all prepared, got all your gift spots. And, well, I've got pretty much everything. I'm ready for Christmas, except for one bottle of bourbon I got to buy for somebody. And, well, welcome to the show. And, of course, look for the new segment, as I've mentioned, at the end of the show for classic press plugins. There'll be a new segment coming to the website, located at cpplugin.com. And that's the way it goes. Hey, Larry, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Always glad to see you come in. All right, with that, let's dive right into some meat and potatoes. And to start off, I have a couple of plugins that I have yet to use, but though I thought many of you would like to know about. These are plugins that are sent in to me by developers. I get quite a few submissions for me to review plugins, but I don't have time to test every one of them, and many of them don't fit into whatever projects I'm currently working on. But I still think they're useful plugins that you might want to know about. So that's what I'm going to do here at the front. The ratings I give them are based upon their demo sites if they have them, or on their descriptions of the plugin. So with that, let's dive right into the first one. The first one was sent in to us by Daryl Burke, and it's the Movely WordPress plugin. And you can get the plugin over at movely.com. And what they have to say about this plugin is it's used for creating short videos. Movely is a system, a third-party system used for creating short snippet marketing videos, etc., etc. Looks like quite the system. Not something I would use myself, but if I had time to create it, I probably would. But there's some people out there that may be using it. Well, what they've done is they've created a plugin so you can create those videos from within your WordPress website, attached to your Movely account, and then publish them to your WordPress website all in one smooth motion. This is a pretty nice looking plugin for doing video marketing, etc. So if you're doing that sort of thing, this is something you might want to go check out. Go check it out. It's the Movely WordPress plugin. You can get the plugin from movely.com, and I give it a 4 dragon rating. So go check it out. The next one I've got for you was sent in by Blaze Kurzmonski. Hopefully I didn't butcher the name too badly. Blaze Kurzmonski. And it's called Terra Classifieds. And it is a free classifieds plugin for WordPress. It is a plugin that comes with a theme for creating a classified ad system on your WordPress website. They have a free download of the plugin. They've got a premium version. Their live demo of their site looks like a pretty decent layout for classified. And I've tried a lot of classified plugins over the years, and I've had hit and miss success with them. And this one here looks like it would probably suit the purpose quite well. I don't know what their premium version is or what the theme that goes with it is costing, any of that information there. But it does look like an interesting plugin for checking it out. What they have to say about it is the Terra Classifieds, an alpha version of a classified WordPress plugin that they decided to create some time ago. Plugin brings an easy user interface with ads posting. The options are simple, and they're going to successfully add new features step by step. So you can download the plugin for free testing. So this might be completely free at the moment until they get it out of alpha. You can edit ads, edit user profiles. Users can then log in and create their own create their own submissions, etc., etc. It does look to be a pretty decent plugin for the most part. Oh, Movely. Okay, sorry. I'll come back to that in a second. Anyway, this looks to be a pretty decent plugin for the most part, and I give it a nice 3 dragon rating. All right, so I mispronounced Movely. It should be Movely. Put the moo in there. We'll give it the cow moo. How's that? Better? All right, so anyway, go check this one out. It looks like it's a pretty decent plugin. All right, and this show currently brought to you by...
Take the work and worry out of maintaining and caring for your WordPress website. JohnOverall.com has 20+ years experience and offers hosting, maintenance programs, emergency support, and more to keep your site up to date and running smoothly. We offer free estimates and only bill you for the time used, not by the block. While you're caring for your business, let JohnOverall.com care for your website. Think of us when you think of WordPress. Visit JohnOverall.com.
Absolutely. Come visit me for all your WordPress needs, especially if you're looking for quality hosting. Okay, and currently we do have contests running. We have 4 of them actually running through to the end of the year. Another 2 weeks left to enter, and I've been noticing people are entering these contests. I'm really excited about that after the issues we had last time. Contests are powered. All our contests currently powered by Simple Giveaways. They kindly provided us with a premium version of their plugin to power our contest. It's an excellent plugin, and the improvements they have made to this plugin over the last year have been fantastic. I've really liked every time they've improved it. They've made it easier, better to use, and they've added features to it now that it integrates fully into your theme, etc. It's much better than it was when it first started. It was good when it started, but now it's better. So go check it out, Simple Giveaways. In the contest we currently have going, you can win a copy of Woohoo, a plugin for editing up multiple areas of your WooCommerce website. That one's worth £10 there. You can get a copy of the interactive US map from WPMaps.com. Very nice maps plugin. If the US maps don't work for you, maybe you'll have to ask them to trade or just buy one of the other country maps. I don't know if they'll trade or not. The WP PDF Embedder. This is a really nice plugin. I use this one myself on multiple sites for securing and embedding my PDFs on different websites. And then you can also get a free year of Kanban, which is a project management system to help you manage your projects, to know who's doing what, where, and when. So go check these out. These are excellent contests to enter, and you can enter all 4 and then make sure you share them out to all your social media networks. That would be fantastic to help others know what we're doing here. All right. The next plugin we have here coming up is one that I have probably covered before sometime in the distant past, and it's called Redirection. And I'm sure I have, I just couldn't find it. But this one here, I've used it off and on over the years, and it has come in handy for me, especially when I've been upgrading a website or converting a website from HTML. And yeah, that actually still happens, converting websites from HTML to WordPress. And if you're also going in and changing things in your site, changing your permalinks or other things like that, this plugin here is handy for that issue there, because what it does is allows you to recreate the 301 redirects that are needed and create those and manage them. It'll also monitor for all 404 errors so that you can track those errors and then, if need be, create redirects or go in and create or fix the problems that are caused by the 404 errors. This is a fantastic plugin. I always find that it suits the purpose. It's lightweight, does the job, and doesn't give me any grief. So go check this out. It's called Redirection, and I give it a 5-dragon rating. Listener feedback. We love listener feedback on this show. And this week here, I do have a couple of things of listener feedback. Unfortunately, they're not the best ones, but hey, it's still listener feedback. This one here came in from, well, I got 2 of them. He came in 2 separate times from a Marcus T. And not the same Marcus who was on the show, Marcus T. And he made mention after last show when I talked and said I was going to start covering Classic Press plugins. So it goes, Classic Press plugins, ? You've got to be bidding me. Trying to avoid cussing as much as I can. You could cover Gutenberg block plugins, not old Classic Press plugins. Well, and it's, I will no longer listen to you. See you, Marcus T. All right, Marcus, sad to see you go, but if you hang around, the Gutenberg block plugins are going to be added in here to this show too. There's going to be a segment for the Gutenberg blocks too, but we're going where people are going. And then he sent me a second one. After I guess he listened a little further into it or read more of the newsletter. And he goes, entries for WP Forms plugin. Again, John, you've got to be cropping me. Talking about a form that hacks a premium WP Forms plugin. You give this crap airtime and 3 stars? No thanks. Pathetic. Marcus T. Well, I gotta tell you, Marcus, well, I just had to let people know that authors submit stuff to me. I think it's useful, and hacking a premium plugin, that's a pretty common practice, actually. And that's the whole point sometimes of open source, is somebody doesn't want to pay a premium price. They write a hack to hack that premium plugin. And instead of just keeping it for themselves, they figure, hey, share the wealth. So they share it out for those people that want to do it. The problem is if you take one of those hacks, you are risking that it might not be updated. The developers of the premium plugin may make that hack incompatible. Any number of things could happen. So you take your chances. But hey, if you're, say, I was 7-8 years ago when I first started and my budget was literally next to nothing and negative most of the time, using something like this to get by until I could actually pay for it, an excellent thing to do. And so, what can I say? I try not to, push anything out the window anymore. For too long a time on the show, I push things off and not do them. Now that I've changed the formatting, I'm just going to cover a lot of stuff, and I'm sorry to see you go, Marcus. It's a shame. Maybe you'll give it a show another chance another time, and maybe I'll have some things that you will enjoy. All right, and listener questions, none this week, so we'll move on to show donors. This show is a value for value model, meaning if you get any value out of it, please give some value back. And in that vein, I like to acknowledge those who have supported the show in the past week. All donations $50 and over, their note is read out and published here. For those who come in under 50, they remain anonymous, and I thank you very much for supporting the show. This week here, I'd just like to give a big shout out to all of those who have donated small donations in the past. Thank you very much. All your small donations really help. The money that comes in through donations to the show does not go into my pocket. What it goes for is it goes to pay for the transcriptions that happen for the show. It goes to pay for server space, the bandwidth, and the etc. that the server and the show runs on. And that's all it goes for. And in fact, when I did some numbers last month as I'm hitting year end, the amount of donations that came in this year didn't even cover the cost of transcriptions and the server costs. So it's nice to know that they help support it, but it didn't quite cover it. But hey, that's what it is. I do this show because I like it and because it gets me out there to people. So thank you very much for everyone. And if you would like to support the show, please go to wppluginsa2z.com/donate to support the show. Just fill out the form, choose the donation amount you want, goes directly to PayPal, and there we go. Nice, simple, and easy way to donate. I do have Patreon still running, although I'm probably not going to be promoting it too much. I still have a few patrons over there, but it's much better if you can directly donate via PayPal. More of the money will land into my usage because Patreon takes their cut and then they take a bigger cut than PayPal takes if it goes directly to PayPal. All right, with that, this brings us up to the next plugin we've got here. It is called Gravity PDF. And this is a freemium plugin, very nice one that I recently used in a project I was working on. And in that project that I was working on, we were creating a really customized form with columns, and we needed them to stick. We had sections. And when you submit that form normally via Gravity, it puts it in a big long block. It just stacks them one on the other. It doesn't keep the columns together, etc. To keep that like that, what you have to do is you have to make that form into a PDF so that you can then have a nice PDF document. Gravity PDF works great. They have 4 basic templates that you can work with right out of the box, which are very nice. I was fortunate enough to be able to use one of the basic templates with it. They have premium templates that are available for it that are pre-made for multiple types of formats in there, and they're really quite nice looking. Or if none of those work, they'll create a custom template just for you for their form, based upon your form and what you're after. Really nice plugin. The free version of it, normally free plugins don't get a 5 right off the bat because when they got premium add-ons and etc. This one here, I have to give this one a 5 Dragon rating right off as a freemium plugin, simply because it provided everything needed in the freemium plugin without having to go buy anything. And a lot of freemium plugins don't do that. So very impressive with it. Gravity PDF, very nice plugin. Go check it out. And if you need PDFs created out of your forms, this is the plugin to use. Okay. And finally, Classic Press options. Now, this is a segment here for those that are going to Classic Press. And unfortunately, I'm stuck in both camps, as I've mentioned a couple times. I'm going to be sticking with WordPress for the long period, but I have a couple of sites that I have no option but to go to Classic Press because the way Gutenberg is going, it's just not going to work with the massive customizations of these sites. So I'm going to have to stick with it. Well, what I've started this week here is just started working with Classic Press. I haven't started playing with the plugins, but what I did, and I'll be releasing the screencast of it later today or early tomorrow, I did a screencast using one of my sandbox sites where I test so much stuff. And I used that for a conversion to Classic Press. The site was running WordPress 4.9. It had 34 plugins installed in various states of on and off. And it had a couple of custom plugins that are in development for me right now, plugins that I'm having customized and developed. So I got to test it in that environment. I got to test their conversion process. They actually have a plugin for converting to Classic Press. I found the process was extremely painless, worked very well, and it was very nice. I haven't tested Yoast with it, but I will. There'll be more coming about that. So what I did test it with was the conversion process. It took all of about 5 minutes to convert. Then I went in and I looked at the file structure to see what they converted and changed in the file structure, because I like to understand the back end of it. And they changed a bit, but mostly it's just file names that changes. The folder structure stays the same. They're still using the WP folder structure. I don't know how long they'll hang on to that folder structure. Eventually they may have to move away from it. Maybe they won't. Hard to say, but so far so good. I did test a couple of plugins with it, and those plugins worked fantastic right off the get-go. They are currently in beta 2 of Classic Press. I noticed that today. It updates. It even does some really interesting thing. It updates the plugins directly from the WordPress.org repository. So that's an interesting feat that's going on right now. So this is something you'll want to consider with it. And I got one comment here, thinking of going to Classic Press, but as you know, I'm worried if WordFence and Yoast will work for future version of Classic Press. That's a really tough one to know what's going to happen there. Because for a while, Classic Press is going to be on the same parallel lines as WordPress. But sometime over the next year, as Gutenberg massively diverges and Classic Press continues to hold the line, they're going to be on separate paths entirely. So it's hard to know what's going to happen as time goes down. Maybe Yoast will see there's a large enough audience at Classic Press to maintain a plugin there. Or maybe somebody else will have to take Yoast plugin and fork it. It's really hard to say. As I've said previously many times, personally, I think about 30% of the current WordPress community is going to be leaving it. And I've seen a lot of stuff in Twitter, Facebook, posts everywhere where a fair number of people have already left the WordPress community. So going to be an interesting one. Me, I'm going to be stuck in both camps because I've got clients that need WordPress and the way Gutenberg's going, and I've got clients that are going to be there. Fortunately, they won't be too far apart even when they completely diverge. Okay, well, that's about it. I covered up in this episode the Movely WordPress plugin, the Terra Classifieds, or which I gave a 4 to, the Terra Classifieds, which I gave a 3 to, the Redirection plugin, which I gave a 5 to, and the Gravity PDF plugin, which I gave a 5 to. Now I do have one end of show thought here today, and this is just pertaining to some interesting info. It's going to become a complete post. I wasn't certain it was going to become a complete separate post, but it is. And it pertains to my WordPress.org account. I don't use it a lot. What I've tried to do over time yeah, it would have been nice if they'd have stuck with the classic editor instead of the hard fork. What I try to do with my WordPress.org account is I've been using it to post up the reviews I've done on the show, and then I was linking back in the review back to the WP plugin site. Seems I got in trouble for that. I hadn't realized it. They'd said they sent me emails. I'd never seen them, so they suspended my account. I've been in talks back and forth with it. It looks like they'll give me back my account. All the past posts I put up for reviews looks like they're going to delete it. I don't know if I'll be allowed to even mention my show anymore in the posts to be able to give the reviews. I don't know. I'll be getting some specifics on it, but this will be a complete post separate talking about this and what I went through to get this this done. Yes, me suspended. I know. Imagine that. I'm one of those bad boys that doesn't always comply with rules, or if I don't see rules and there's no rules, I say, "Hey, I can do it." So, what can I say? It's what happens when you take risks to do things. Anyway, it looks like it's probably going to work out, but we'll see exactly what happens. But it will be a separate post. It was going to be included here, but because they're communicating and talking, I thought they were just going to shut me down, because that was the first email I got from them, was they were just, yeah, you're shut down, go away. But after going back a couple of times, well, okay, they're willing to talk. So we'll see what happens. As long as they're willing to talk and willing to work it out, I'm all good with it. Yeah, oh, definitely. Definitely a bad boy. All right. And final reminders. Gutenberg, go check out the two long shows I did on YouTube about Gutenberg and what I think about it. There's going to be more coming on that. I have more that's going to be done the next week. I'm lucky I happen to be kid-free for the next 4 days, so I'm going to do a fair chunk of work in the next 4 days. Whenever my boys aren't here, I get a whole lot more work done. Reminders, WordPress meetups that are coming. The next WordPress meetup for Victoria is January 22nd, 2019. And this is the WordPress Victoria meetup group. This is the group that I run and manage. And we do a seminar once a month where I give a presentation. Sometimes I give 2 presentations. Block editor. Okay. My enunciation that off. Anyway, I give 2 presentations, and so I invite people from the local WordPress community to come and talk, give presentations. Sometimes they're directly on WordPress, other times they're not. The fellow who's coming to talk, Jacob Burma, he'll be presenting on what I wish I had known, aha moments from 5 years of WordPress freelancing. So he's going to give some inside secrets about his 5 years of freelancing as WordPress. It's going to be an interesting talk, and then I'll be presenting a presentation on Gutenberg and what I think is the future of WordPress with Gutenberg in it. So this is going to be an interesting talk. For those that can't make it, it will be broadcast live on YouTube. It starts at 6:30 p.m. So be ready, hit the bells, get notifications when it goes out. We'll try to make sure we have lots of notifications of it going out. So go check it out. If you happen to be on the island or in the local area, please come out. It's going to be a really great time. And be sure to subscribe to the channel down below if you're not already subscribed. One of the things I realized is if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can start doing a few more things with this. So I would really love to see that happen. Kind of nice that I have over 200 now. I hadn't even noticed that I was actually gaining subscribers on this channel. Now I'm actually kind of interested in moving it forward. That's pretty much everything I've got. And oh, okay, block editor. WordPress is preferring block editor over saying Gutenberg. It's a thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to call it Gutenberg. I almost want to call WordPress Gutenberg because it's no longer WordPress in many ways. It's Gutenberg. Block editor. Block editor is just a fancy way of saying this is going to be a, what's it called? A theme editor plugin. It's like it could have been a fantastic plugin by itself. Yeah, get those subs. There you go. We've got a few things we're planning. My marketing manager has been working on lots of stuff coming in the new year on things that are happening. So at any rate, I need to wrap it up and get this going. Half an hour is about all I can really do for folks. Anything longer than that goes out into the podcast, and I lose all the people who are used to 15, 20-minute shows. It's really kind of bizarre. Lose my host, and my show got longer. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened. But thanks, everyone, for showing up and listening. That's all I've got now for you. Take care. Bye-bye. I'm going to let my girl take us out of here.
Reminders for the show. All the show notes can be found at wppluginsa2z.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the Friday newsletter for more useful information delivered directly to your inbox. WP Plugins A to Z is a show that offers honest and unbiased reviews of plugins created by developers because you support the show. Help keep the show honest and unbiased by going to wppluginsa2z.com/donate and set the donation level that fits your budget. Help us make the show better for you by subscribing and reviewing the show at Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and in the iTunes Store. You can also watch the show live on YouTube. check out the screencasts and training videos, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of all new videos. Also, follow the show on Twitter at WP Plugins A to Z. John can be reached at his website at johnoverall.com or send him an email, john@wppro.ca. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today. That's all we got now. Take care.